Hello, I can't find the other paper that I had. It was another Swanky paper. I have no idea what I did with it. Anywho, it was a Swanky heart, one of her little angel hearts, in watermelon coconut milk. And I decided to put it in my tea light. I don't have the paper. I just had it. And I have no clue where I dropped it at. I was just sitting right here. So that's a buzz. That makes me mad when I do that. But anywho, it was one of her smaller angel hearts that she would be coming out with. I tried to get a whole bag full of those, but she didn't have as many molds to make them. So she said she was getting more, but when she do get more, those are the hearts that I want. But it was a coconut milk, watermelon coconut milk. It smelled really good. It was I would say it was a 50-50 on the cold sniff of smelling both scents. But when you warmed it, they both came together. I melted that whole heart, and I think that heart was maybe about 2 ounces or so. It was a nice size little heart. It wasn't like a grubby heart. It was one of her angel wings heart, but smaller. And I melted it in a tea light warmer downstairs in my dining room, and it did very well. It really scented up the dining room and the back area of the kitchen really well. You could smell both. You could smell the watermelon. I would say the watermelon was the most dominant scent, if you want to say, out of both. But it was a nice, warm, with a hint of fruity smell. I probably could have lit it today and it would have still kept going, but I did not light it today. Did not feel like doing much of anything today. So I'm going to relight it tomorrow to see how it goes. But it was very strong from the time I lit it until the tea light went out, which is like 6 to 7 hours. So then this red banana zucchini. I really like this. I ordered a big bag of this. I melted this in my room and my 20-watt Yankee candle, actually in my bathroom, because I don't melt in my room anymore. I diffuse in my room. But I melted this in my bathroom in a 20-watt Yankee candle. And this sucker did very, very well. Very well. It walked out of my bathroom, filled up the whole scent of my room. Then I left my door open and it walked out my room and down, halfway down the stairs. Yes, this was in my master bathroom. And the scent walked out of the bathroom into my room, filled up my room, kept my door open because I went down to fix me something to eat. I could smell it in the hallway. As I was coming up the stairs, I can smell it, you know, coming down the stairs. Yes, this one is really good. And I used the whole thing as well. So I just dumped the whole scent shot in. You may get away with using half of her scent shot since they can be so strong, and if the space is not really big, you can use a half a scent shot. But I'm trying to think, did I melt anything? Yeah, I did melt. I think I did a review already. Yeah, what I melted, so I'm not gonna go into that. So if you like that, if you like a banana zucchini bread, this is very nice, warm, inviting. You know, it's no cinnamon or red hot or anything like that. So I'm hoping that when I get my bag of shapes in this, it's not spicy, because I don't do spice, and this one had 0 spice in it. I meant to email her about that, but I forgot. And she's already melted out. I mean, this was straight, warm, bakery, fruity, no spice. So I'm hoping I don't get it in no spice, because I heard somebody said that they smelled spice when they got there. So I'm hoping not, because I'm going to have to contact her on that, because this is not what I only had gotten this one as well. Butterfly Lanes sugar cookie, cotton candy sugar cookie. I can't even tell y'all how this thing went. to be quite honest. The day I put this in was Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, after I had put this in, I became sick as a dog. I'm talking chills, like my socks were popsicles. My body just would not warm up. And it went from chills to a fever to a really bad headache. And my fever got as high as like 103. So I don't know what this thing was doing. I could smell it in the beginning. You know, it had that sugar cookie, you know, warm cotton candy, sugar cookie type of scent. But after the initial scent, I was so sick, I really didn't care. I probably should have dumped it and put in one of my sinus reliever waxes. So I don't even know why I came and did a review on this, because Tuesday was the worst afternoon for me. When I got home from my doctor's appointment, that was just terrible. So let's go on to this Wilma's Lime Dippity Crumble. Now y'all know I love me some Wilma's, and y'all know I love me some Serendipity, child. But this Lime Dippity Crumble, I've been letting it sit. It's been sitting for a couple of months now. And they smell okay. You can smell the dippity in it, the serendipity in it. It's not a lime scent at all. So if you're a person that don't like lime, you will like this because it's not limey at all. I put 2 of these just now into my 20-watt Yankee Candle warmer. I should have put 3, but I didn't. But with the 2, I thought it would work. The scent was very light and it stayed in the bathroom. So the bathroom was smelling kind of sweet. But I like for it to sometime peek into my room. You know, even though I'm diffusing. I just like for it to peek into my room where I could, you know, smell it. And then it could kind of go away at some point. But this is going to be melted for small areas. You know, like when I do the plug-in or something like that. I keep these because this is not heavy enough for me. Maybe, I don't know, because if I keep trying them, they're going to be all gone. So I just save them for like the hallway and the plugins or whatever. But this was a kind of like a bust for me. You know, it's really not doing anything for me. I need a little bit more pizzazz to it, you know, for it to come out stronger. Like I said, it did scent up my bathroom. It was smelling kind of sweet and serendipity, but the scent wasn't strong at all. It was probably like on a 5 or so, and I just put them in. So those will be saved for the plug-in warmers for the hallway. And then the next one here is my Kimrie Anne brittles. I got these from my custom order. It kind of look kind of weird, but they're brittles. As you can see, the shapes of them. They're just squares, different size squares. And this is in Grape Explosion. I love Kimrie Anne's grape. She has one of the best grapes that I have smelled. I don't like too many grapes, and I have smelled a few of them, and they smell medicinal to me. But she has one of the best grapes, and this is Grape Explosion Bubblegum and Watermelon. I'm surprised it ain't Fruit Loops. Oh, Lord. But I love her grape, and this smells really good. Really, the grapey, fruity. The bubblegum is not so dominant in this because her grape is the dominant in this, but I didn't really have to let this sit and cure. Well, when I first got this in back in the summer, I wasn't home, and my daughter got the mail, and she wanted to melt something, and so she thought she would open up my new wax that I hadn't even seen yet because I was out of town, and go melting it, and then was like, oh my goodness, Mom, this smells so good. This is the best smelling one. And I'm like, really? Did you really go and open up my wax and use it before I even got a chance to see it? You know, sniff it myself? But that's the kind of girl she is. And this is her brittle. This is called her brittle. Her brittle is paraffin. And this is when I got it in July 20th. It was the pour date. I'm thinking it was a really big bag. I did give some away, you know, and little D-stashes and stuff like that for people to, so for some of the new waxy ladies to try that was new to wax or whatever. And this thing was still going today. I turned the warmer back on today just to see if I was going to get some more scent out of it, and it was still going, so I left it going. So yeah, I love Kimrie Anne. She's very underrated. I will also say about Kimrie Anne is that I like her fruity scents. I can't really get with the bakery type of scents because they don't smell like they're supposed to smell. That's just to my nose. But her fruity scents, to me, are off the hook. I like them in her, you know, like cotton candy. I don't think I've ever smelled a birthday cake from Kimrie Anne, but I love her fruity scents. And her stuff does get better with time, Kimrie Anne. So you can have her stuff for about a year, and it's still going to be throwing and kicking. So she's one that you don't have to worry about ass wax with. And then last but not least is one of my mini pies from Sniff My Tarts and watermelon strawberry serendipity banana. I put this in the Glade downstairs and I took off a little piece. The pie slice wasn't this big, it was a smaller piece because they come cut in all different sizes. So I took off a smaller piece. The piece was maybe about 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce or whatever, and I put it in my Glade warmer downstairs. And this thing, let me tell y'all why I love Front Porch. That little 1 ounce cake slice, you know, little slice like this, it was smaller than this though. This was a bigger piece. I would cut this in half, but the piece I put in was smaller than this piece right here. It was smaller. And that sucker filled up my family room downstairs, my living room. I can smell it halfway into the dining room. I was able to smell it in my office, in the hallway going to my office, in the foyer, and going some of the way upstairs because I melted this before I put this on. This was in the upstairs warmer, and this was downstairs. And so I did that on purpose to see how far this scent will throw before I put on this scent, because I already knew this one was strong and it was going to throw. But I wanted to see how far this scent would throw. And man, oh man, it did the thing. It threw really far. And then I took one of these little banana pieces and put it in my plug-in warmer in my boys' hallway. I don't know what it did. I think it was fruity when I went down there. But this right here did the thing in the Glade warmer. The blue Glade I have down there. I give it a 10 out of 10. I will say when I turned it back on today, it had fizzled out a lot. I don't know what time my daughter turned the warmers off. She always turns them off before she comes upstairs, so that could be anywhere from between 11 and 1 o'clock in the morning. She had turned it off, but I will say that this had lost a lot of its fizz. I was still able to smell it, but I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 3, a 2, 3. I was able to smell it today when I turned it back on, and it's still going. Ain't no smell coming out of it by now, but yeah, it was like on a 2 or 3. So I will say with Sniff My Tarts, and this has been sitting for a little while. You know, I got that back in October, I believe. Yeah, back in October I got this one. And it's been about almost 2 months, if not 2 months, that I've had it, and it's been sitting and curing. So yeah, I would say time-wise, you'll get a good 12. You get a good 12 to 15 hours out of this. Maybe more like 12. You know, you got to just play around with it. Maybe play around with the pieces. You know,